Welcome back into the Sports Source, this segment of our show, brought to you by Southeast Termite and Pest Control. You see their website right there. Box elder bugs, stink bugs, ladybugs, ground beetles, all are going to want to curl up next to you in your nice warm home this winter. Give them the boot like I do. Call and protect your home with Southeast Termite and Pest Control. Family-owned business since 1971. You will love them as much as I do. Southeast Termite and Pest Control. All right. Thrilled to have our next guest with us. We've got another VFL legend here in Bobby Scott. We've had VFL legend Shazon Bradley, but VFL legend Herky Payne is with us. Herky, so happy to have you here. It's bad circumstances, but I love having you here. For those that don't know, Herky was a member of the Tennessee football team from 1949 to 1951, 1,100 yards rushing, 23 rushing touchdowns, and 9 passing TDs as a volunteer. Herky, you also played with Doug Atkins, who Tennessee fans know by now. They lost him this week. He passed away. I want to start with a quote from someone that was to tell you a little bit about how tough he was. This is a quote from a former Saints trainer where Doug Atkins finished up. Johnny Unitas told me one time Doug was the only player he was afraid of. Dick Butkus said the same thing. Now, if you can imagine Dick Butkus being afraid of someone, you get an idea of how Doug affected people. You played with him. He was 6'8", 265 at an age when guys weren't anywhere near that size. Your thoughts on your old teammate, Doug Atkins?
John, I'll clarify his size. We were at the YMCA one day, a health club, and he was with the Bears, and he came in, and we put him on the scales. With his clothes, he was 289.
Oh, gosh.
He wore a size 56 extra long. I put that coat on, it felt like a tent. Doug was huge, and it was all natural. He didn't hang around the weight room too much. He didn't feel like he needed to.
There were stories of him at practice with the NFL. I bet he didn't get away with this with the general, but when he was in the NFL, they had practice in Iowa or someplace. It was the preseason camp. He's practicing, the team's practicing. He just walks off to a farm next door and gets on the guy's tractor and starts plowing his fields for him. He was a unique character, was he not?
Yes, he was. He was a great teammate, though, and we have already missed him. Doug has not been able to come to a lot of the Letterman's social events for the last few years. Doug was a great guy.
Bobby,
and an incredible player.
Well, and his first sport wasn't football either. He came to Tennessee. He was a 3-sport player, but his main sport was basketball coming in.
Yes, and we talked to him about that, and I said football had been very good for him. He made good money. He thought that he could have earned as much money playing pro basketball. He had gone to Los Angeles for the Pro Bowl, and one of the LA coaches contacted him. I guess Doug knew him, and he told Doug, when you get tired of that football, come to see me. And Doug really thought he could play pro basketball.
Long career in the NFL, so it makes you wonder how long he could have played basketball. He played from 52 to 68 or 69, finished up with the Saints. Bobby Scott, you arrived right after he kind of retired there. But he was a legend. You've told me one story of what he got away with at a bar we both know.
Another story real quick was when the Saints trained in California, and everybody would be going to practice. Doug would have a towel over his shoulder headed to the beach.
So he just didn't take part.
That's right.
Well, you said there's a place down there on Bourbon Street called the Old Absinthe House.
Yeah,
I've been there forever.
I've been there one time.
I'm sure, yeah.
But a guy told me the story, and this really came from Danny Abramowitz that played with us down there. He said that Big Doug would go into the Old Absinthe House on Bourbon Street, and he'd sit down and order a drink, and he had a pit bulldog that traveled with him, and that pit bulldog would jump up on the bar stool and sit there at the bar while Doug had his drink.
And nobody would say anything about nobody said anything Doug Atkins.
They wanted him there. I'll guarantee you that.
I didn't know Doug drank.
Herky Payne, excellent to have you with us. And I do want to mention also, just last night, the starting left tackle on your 51 team, Charles Stokes, also passed away. So we wish condolences to all of the families involved there. Glad to have you with us. This summer, we might have to have some of you 51 guys back here on the show to tell us a little bit more about the General and some of those times back then. We'd love
Thank
to do
you,
it.
John. We'd be glad to be here.
Absolutely. Herky Payne, an absolute volunteer legend. And I'm no short to supply here of Bobby Scott either. You'll defer?
I'll bow to Herky.
Very good. All right. When we come back, we're going to talk quick slants. I told them earlier who was right and wrong. Now I'm going to give the guys 30, 40 seconds to say whatever they want. I can't stop them. Come on back on the Sports Source.
From East Tennessee to Kentucky, no job is too small for Benedict Construction. Electrical work, heating and air installation, even carports and garages. With a reputation for excellence, rely on the custom work of Benedict Construction.